Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Hope y'all doing good because I'm doing pretty okay. The title of this video is going to be called Copy, Latch, Gaslight, Hoover. These are the order of things that I typically experience with individuals from my own personal life of experience. These are the common things that I go through with these people. I did not put down love bombing because love bombing doesn't happen as much for me. And I think it's because people kind of already know that I have confidence and I have things going for myself. So they probably feel more like holding that back from me and try to use that as leverage for me to get validation from them, usually. And that's why I didn't put that down. Okay. So, first, I got paper here, all my notes that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today about what I'm talking about. First, copy. Create a shallow connection with you. The things they admire about you that they can use to boost their social appearances is what they're going to mimic. If you have a nice body, for an example, and they see you're passionate about going to the gym, they're going to go to get a membership and do the same thing because they see other people responding to you because you work out. They want to naturally get attention from other people like you do and still use you as a source as well, because you have to understand you are the current person that they are mimicking, so they can use that for the next person. So they still need you around because you always going to be the emotional vending machine. Okay? No matter what. That's going to be the first thing you are. And them copying you, that's just a secondary thing, just in case, things don't work out with you. They can copy some of your personality and interests and then go to the next person. Latch is the next one because they lack depth and don't know how to keep you engaged. Now they're going to keep bothering you about going to the gym, like that's your whole personality. They are incapable of meeting you halfway emotionally and having an interest outside themselves. This is very important. That's why you find these individuals constantly needing someone around them. They looking for you to be their sidekick. Because without you, they are nothing. They always need somebody. They don't know how to sit with themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They need someone constantly reflecting that back to them. All right, so they're incapable of meeting you halfway emotionally and not having any interest outside of themselves. This is when you see them get jealous, envious, and clingy. You are going to see this and set boundaries because anything that's too much isn't healthy. And that's the part they don't understand. Just because you like going to the gym does not mean you go to the gym all day, every day. You have other things going on in your life and you use gym as something you want to do personally to build endurance, to be healthier. It may even be an emotional outlet for you to release stress. Whatever the reason is, that's just a fraction, tiny, 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 tiny fraction of who you are. So they try to use that gym because they see it as it being your temptation, because that's the only way they know how to connect with you on a surface level. And that's why you get irritated and set boundaries. I've had this happen so much with friends. They, hey girl, want to go out? Hey girl, want to go spend money? Want to go on trips? Want to do this? Want to do that? Everything they want to do, they want to do it so much that it becomes an imbalance for me. It becomes a distraction because I have other things in my life that I have to juggle. I'm not a teenager. I got bills and I got responsibilities, and it's all of the duty of me doing it for myself. I don't have anybody taking care of me. I don't want anyone taking care of me. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. However, they got somebody taking care of them. That's why they have all this extra time to focus on you, follow you around, monitor you, study you, want to be you. Want to be you while they with you, okay? So you're going to see this and set boundaries, because anything that's too much isn't healthy, like I said. But they use the gym as temptation to keep you near them. And of course, they're going to talk about their problems as well. Few times you went through to the gym with them, that like that, yeah, that's the main thing here. The few times you went to the gym with them, you're like, wow, why did this person feels like I owe them every moment and second of my time now just because I hung out with you a couple times? That is a complete red flag. Okay. And it's just so overwhelming. And that's when you notice this person is becoming obsessed over me when I only went, to the gym with them a couple times. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to like stay with the notes. But yeah, they get obsessed. Like, I only hung out with this person a couple times. Why do they think there's something more to this? Because they created all this stuff in their head already before they found out the gym was a way to connect with you. All right. Gaslight. Once you set the boundaries and tell them how what they're doing make you feel, and you set limits, their goal is to continue that you don't need to set boundaries by lying, guilt tripping, playing stupid, or even start a fight with you to derail you from having self-respect in the situation. Because once you take control of the speed and the connection, they lose power, and that's very important. You always want to keep track and have control of the pace of the connection, because these people, they move so fast. Think of it as an asteroid moving through space, right? It's moving through space very, very fast, right? At the speed of light. Look at yourself as being this high vibrational, vibrant person, right? Which I would call the atmosphere. Now, once the asteroid comes closer to the atmosphere, aka you, it's going to explode, because asteroids, technically, when they get close to Earth with the oxygen and all these different things going on, it's going to be an explosion. So I always think of this situation as the host being the atmosphere, and the toxic person who's trying to copy and latch onto you as the asteroid, because it always blows up so fast, because these people, they move quick. That's why it's important to take control of the pace of the connection. Make sure you moving in a lane and speed that you're comfortable at. Do not let them take over your will. All right. So being slow and steady will make them make the mask fall off quicker, obviously. Without the chaos, demands, therapy sessions, snide remarks, and many other things that comes from being in the latch stage, it overwhelms you and have you being the sidekick. If you don't take control of your pace, they don't want you to have the emotional space to put yourself first. That's the whole goal. Can you do this? Can you do that? I got problems. Help, 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 help. Let's hang out. Let's hang out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Help, 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 help. Why you not texting me back? Why you not giving me enough attention? Me, 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 me. You know? But once you set the pace, they're going to show you another side of them that they never shown you before. But you heard about it, hint, hint, through other people that they complained to you about, because they was playing the victim. Okay. When they're playing the victim, that's them telling you, this is what it's going to be like for you when I don't get my way with you. So they complain to you about when they was playing victim in the copy/latch stage. Playing the victim to gain victims is their purpose always. So you got to understand, if this person coming to you constantly with problems, they always saying somebody did this, somebody did that, it's because They set these unrealistic expectations on people and have this fantasy thinking. And when things don't go their way, they make it seem like there's something wrong with the person because they're telling them no. All right. And last but not least, the hoover stage. This comes when you dodge the gaslighting games and you took your space back. Now they're going to show you how desperate and unstable they really are. This can look like them apologizing when they're not aware of what they did wrong, or popping up years later saying hi like nothing happened. If it's more recent, then they will violate your boundaries and you block them. But by blocking them, it will bruise their ego and cause a collapse. They're going in full panic mode and will start calling you, texting you from different numbers, making fake accounts on social media to keep tabs on you when they are creating secret life with you through social media. The whole time, if they follow you on any social media platforms, they pretty much created a secret life with you through social media behind your back. This is where it gets kind of tricky because it's almost like a parallel universe. Imagine yourself being you, right? There's you, and then there's the social media you. If you allow these people to follow you on social media platforms, they are watching you, they are studying you, and they end up getting the fantasy world of them watching you online mixed up with who you really are and how much time you actually spent with them. They get those two together all twisted up. So you'll find them talking to you, and you're like, kind of intuitively picking up on them having all these unspoken expectations on you, when you're like, hold on, where's all this coming from? Like, is there some part of me that you know about that I never discussed with you? Like, was I knocked out for a few moments? Was I passed out? Did I die and come back? Like, what's going on here? That's them pretty much telling on you and revealing you that to you that they have this secret life with you in this fantasy world that they built with you without you even knowing it, without your permission, without your consent. It's very disgusting and odd to talk about. It's very hard to explain, but this is the best way I can explain it. So when they're creating a secret life with you through social media the whole time, if they follow you on social media platforms, that's why it feels so hollow and fast with them. They formed a deeper attachment to what little access you gave them, because going to the gym a couple times, because I'm using the gym example, and talking on the phone seldomly to a person isn't an authentic connection with substance, right? Because they're using the other half of you that is a fraction of what you share on social media. And that pretty much sums it up for what I wrote in my notes about copy, latch, gaslight, and hoover, because these are the cycles of what I typically go through with these kind of people. All right. But I'm going to end it off on this. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or things you want to add, please shed some light on this, because I really feel like this is a kind of thing that's very niche for me, and I don't know too many people that goes through this personally, but I find it very hard, and I'm afraid to connect with people because I commonly find myself in situations where people cling and latch and want to, have the behavior of wanting to keep me in their basement, and I get overwhelmed and I just end up cutting them off. So tell me in the comments, do you experience this? And when you do, how do you get rid of the person? Because usually when I'm dealing with people like this, I know when I set the boundaries, they gaslight me. I pretty much know it's over. And at that point, it doesn't matter whether or not they understand. I just block them. I stop talking to them. I ignore them. I just put some distance. All right. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye.